Welcome to Sports Connection. I'm Darrin Joins, Williamson County Schools Athletic Director. Mr. Tate Mathews, it's an exciting time of year, but it's a sad time of year because in 1 week, lots of teams have ended their seasons. We do have some moving on, though.
We are close to the finish line, and we're still well represented, but yeah, a lot of them have already had to, as you always say, get out the bins and put the uniforms up.
Plastic bin time.
Plastic bin time. That's the only time plastic bin time is a good time is when it's after the state championship game. But unfortunately, it's part of athletics. But we're still represented, still well represented. And again, we love state football playoffs and championships and basketball. But man, we sure do like spring fling. Can't wait.
Love the spring. Hey, let's start with this. Last week, we were talking about Coach Hester's out. Ravenwood football, we were obviously down and disappointed about that. But it's a new day, a new time. Coach Ricky Rodriguez is the new coach out at Ravenwood High School. And I know you had Coach on this past weekend, also head coach of the flag football team, working there with Coach Jessica Mancini in flag football the past couple of years. But he's got a little bit of a history as a head coach now when you take a look.
He does. And I think we got to give shout out to Dr. Vaden. She moved quickly. As we mentioned on last week's show, when you lose a guy like Coach Hester as your head football coach, it's never good timing. But, you know, when it happens in May, that's really bad timing. I mean, they've already started spring practice, right? And Dr. Vaden she moved very quickly and very decisively. And I believe the players wanted Coach Rodriguez to get the job. And I believe the staff wanted Coach Rodriguez to get the job. So, you know, we see sometimes when these things go on and on, there's a certain private school down the road that it took them over a year and a half to find a head football coach. So I think Dr. Vaden did a great job on that. But Coach Rodriguez, even though he's young, head coaching experience. And really, I think I don't know if it's the whole reason, but the reason he even moved here was he was a head coach out in California and COVID shut the program down, right? So, but it was very successful there. He was, I don't know if I'm saying this right, in Senal, California. Is that the way?
Hey, it's the way I pronounce it.
That's where we're rolling with it. But 2014 to 2017, he was the youngest head coach in California when he was hired. Pretty cool. 0-8 in year one, and then 11-1 after that was conference coach of the year. I think, you know, one of the organizations named him state coach of the year. So very cool there. And then at James Logan, California, from 18 to 21, won 16 games in 2 years there. So it's not like he's a puppy. He's got some head coaching experience under his belt.
You know, as a new coach, I was looking at that 0-8. Not that you choose it or want it to happen, but it's not bad starting that way.
I don't think so.
Because I think sometimes as a young coach especially, you can maybe think it's about you. And when it's 0-8, if you think it's about you, then you need to change.
That's right. It's humbling and early on in your career, and you got to figure some things out. I mean, we always talk about it. You know, you look at the great coaching career you had, and I know just from our talks that 3-21.
3-21.
You're probably not the coach that you became if you don't go 3-21 that first year, because you came in there thinking, I'm getting ready to set the world on fire.
I got it.
State of Tennessee's never seen anything like this, right? Coach, I got it. 3-21 will make you say, hey, I got to figure some things out pretty quickly here. And it doesn't really matter what I know. It's what those guys can do on that court.
Well, it's a team effort.
Team effort.
It's
a
the
team
coach,
sport.
it's the players, it's the whole deal.
Right. That's what we always talk about, man. Like, that's what I love about everybody, all the great ones. Yeah, they missed the games, but I saw a thing on Gruden the other day, right? We were talking about that. What do you miss most? And he's like, I miss the coaching staff. I miss the I miss being up in the meeting rooms with the coaches, and I miss the players in the locker rooms. Relationships.
All about relationships.
And here's what I like about Coach Rodriguez. He's a relationship guy. He's high energy. It's going to be the energy that Coach Hester has and the culture. That's not going to change any. He's he's if anything, he's kind of like the Energizer Bunny, man. He's beating that drum the whole time. It's going to be fun. 42 seniors, really good team, really tough schedule. But, you know, they always say you don't want to be the guy to – I've heard people say this about Ravenwood. It's one of those jobs. You don't want to be the guy to replace a guy like Coach Hester, but you also, when you get a chance to get it, you better take it because it might not come open again for a while.
No doubt.
I think, and we've talked about it, and I know we got a lot of spring fling, but you think about that. There's been 3 head coaches. They're only 20 years old-ish, right? There's been 2 head coaches win a state championship, 2 head coaches, and 3 head coaches get runner-ups in the highest classification. Ravenwood's a good job, man.
It's a really good job.
It's a great job.
And it'll continue to be a good job.
That's right.
Let's jump into some baseball. So Nolensville Independence, they make it to the region tournament. In my mind, they'd play in the region final, and then whoever lost that would move on. But, man, we got clipped in the first round. You got to give them credit. Columbia Central, eventual region champion, Lincoln County, got us in the first round. So that meant Nolensville and Indy had to play in an elimination game, which was a bummer. Independence comes out on top 10-2. They followed that up with an 11-0 win over Lincoln. That's that depth and pitching that we have. So the winner of that game was going to win. It was just too bad that they had to play one another, and so only one of them can move on. Now you've got a 3-game series, so congratulations to Independence for moving on. Congratulations to Coach Hudson and Nolensville for another fine season. 3-game series. I like that in the sectional.
You like it?
At Beach, at Beach this week. 2 out of 3. I feel pretty good about Indy's chances.
I was talking to Coach McClory about it this morning, and I asked him, you know, it hadn't always been like that. Sectionals forever or sub-state forever was 1 game. You win and you're in. And I asked him, do you like that better? And he said, I do this year. He said, we got two legit number 1s deep in the pitching staff. So I think overall most of the coaches like it there. But, man, what was already a long postseason is even a longer one. Did you see I can't remember, I think the baseball, I don't know who runs the baseball team, the Independence Baseball Twitter/X, but I know it's not Coach McClory that runs it, right? But did you see that they didn't get done playing until like 1 o'clock, and they're all in their uniforms eating at Waffle House?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I thought it was too.
Yeah.
I didn't get the sense he was taking the pick. Like, hey guys, everybody look, smile.
There's no way he runs the Twitter account. There's just no way.
May not know it exists.
That's right. I mean, Coach Blade thinks texting is tweeting.
Or at least he plays that way.
That's right.
Let's talk a little flag football. So, again, as an emerging sport, it's not a state championship sport like the other sports yet.
That's right.
But it was a state invitational that the TSSAA put on. If you're going to have a state championship, why not win it? That's what Ravenwood does. They go 7-0 over 2 days. They had pool play games, 4 games on day 1. That determined the seeding. Or 3 on the first day. That determined seedings.
Right.
And then 4 on day 2. And I loved it. I didn't love it that the weather was bad, but you and I were there. Got to watch them take on Stone Memorial in that indoor facility.
Beautiful, right?
That was really nice. Stone Memorial jumps out early, 7-0. 5 unanswered TDs by Ravenwood, and they just rolled right on through.
It was great. So for those that are wondering why did they go indoor, that was the day of the weather before we leave Cool Springs to go up there. Golf ball size hail is coming down, literally. I mean, golly. And
people parking their cars under trees and trying to get
running over each other in the parking lot. But one, I don't know if that's, I don't think that's why it's at the Richard Siegel Soccer Complex. But man, what a blessing to have that indoor. They moved it in. And then we got up there and we're like, well, why'd they move it in? I mean, the field was wet, but it wasn't raining. At the very end, it started. But what a blessing to have that facility there. Great job by the TSSAA. But what a great game. We got out there. You can tell the Stone Memorial Lady Panthers basketball team is a big part.
No doubt.
If that had been full pads, I would have been a little bit worried because they were big and athletic. And they come out 7-0, and then the Lady Raptors put on a show. Talked to Coach Rodriguez about it. We talked about it at the game. I hope we can get a clip of it. But they score. Ravenwood comes back, and Carol Merville hits Avery Brown on a go route. It was great coverage, great secondary play by the Stone Memorial player. I don't know. She couldn't have played it any better.
No, she couldn't have.
It was as good of the execution of a go route, fly route, whatever you want to call it. She hit her perfectly in stride. Avery Brown perfectly in stride, puts her hands out and catches it and takes that thing straight to the end zone. I told Coach Rodriguez, if you all can execute a go route in a game as well as that thing was this season in what are we calling it now? Fall football?
Yeah, tackle football.
Tackle football, then that'll be a good thing. It was beautiful. I mean,
it was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. Again, 5 straight scores after that.
Yep.
34-14 over Stone Memorial in the final. Merville had a couple running touchdowns. Reese McKenzie, I know you love that. Reese, who's involved in some other athletics there. Again, once they got that thing rolling, forget it.
Oh, yeah, just a little bit outdone. Reese McKenzie's run. The only reason it wasn't the play of the game was because of that touchdown pass from Merville to Brown. But I mean, you want to talk about, I know Coach Rodriguez had to love it. You know, they coached the running backs, you know, it was almost like, you know, just a little dive or whatever, what up the middle, you know, put your foot in the ground and get upfield. And that's what she did. It was awesome. I mean, it looked like Seth Rowland out there, man, or Chris Rowland. It was awesome. That game was over. And then you know, that's when we knew the momentum was already going the Lady Raptors' way. But then when we start having some Lane Kiffin injuries, and they got on the other side, and they got to come get them, I believe you said that they're done. This one's over.
In the pool play, Ravenwood takes care of Green Hill. They take care of Arlington. They take care of Creekwood, 26-0. Then in the tournament,
Here, buddy.
62-0 over Carter.
Oof.
21-19 over Pearl Cone. Give Pearl Cone credit. Played well. And then we're on the way going. We need to go. And Coach Hester's giving us updates. 14-13 over Walker Valley in OT.
OT.
And then once they got the final, rolled.
Over. Had about, what, 20 minutes to rest?
It's plenty.
Here's the deal.
It's plenty of rest.
Plenty of rest. 4 WCS flag football championships. 1, because there's only been 1, TWSAA invitation is awesome. Going forward, Pearl Cone, Ravenwood, they're going to be powerhouses in girls flag football. Don't know if Walker Valley will continue to, but you're going to hear from both Ravenwood and Pearl Cone again next year.
And Stone Memorial.
Yeah, I think so too.
Titletown.
That's just what
That's all they do.
That's all they do.
5 titles available, 5 secured. It's awesome.
And don't you think participation, within 2 years, it's a sanctioned sport, right?
With sanction, but a sanctioned state championship.
Right.
I think it's next year.
Good.
Because of the number, I don't know the number, but if a certain number say they're committing to play, then it automatically becomes a state championship sport, which I think will happen.
Right. And you know, I mean, I understand. We're okay with it, right? But there's the way it's set up this way, there's some teams in there that did, well, I mean, Carter, 62-0, and I'm guessing they pulled the brakes off. 0. So, you know, there's some tweaking that needs to happen.
It's a long trip home.
Yeah, that's kind of like in football playoffs when the 0-10 teams make the playoffs. That's no good for anybody.
Well, but I do like that they had most counties that were playing represented.
Yes.
Give everybody a taste of it.
That's right. But once it becomes sanctioned, we got to do a little bit better job of vetting who we let in.
They'll do it. It'll be probably, I'm guessing, 2 classes.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to lacrosse. So we have 3 teams in state championship games this weekend.
Pretty cool.
Those will take place at Nolensville and Ravenwood. Girls semifinal, Class A. Page defeats Centennial 12-4. Page jumped out to an early 4-0 lead. They never looked back. Goals by S.J. Johnson. She gets 2 goals. Lauren McKnight and Josie Segundo. That's great. I'm into the names.
I lost my wallet on the way to El Segundo.
Girls lacrosse.
Yep. Class A.
Paige Seymour now in the finals. Seymour defeats Gatlinburg Pittman. Feeling good about Paige.
Pretty cool there. We don't care about it, but pretty cool. You had an all Wilco semifinal,
That's right.
and an all Sevier County semifinal.
Right.
So
we're going to prove on Saturday at 11 what the deal is.
yeah, I'm saying pretty good chance there's going to be some boat captainship going on Saturday.
Agreed.
Yeah.
AA girls. Brentwood Franklin in the semis. It's 7-7 going to the fourth quarter. Brentwood, 3 goals. Capped off, Elizabeth Ward scored 2 within 30 seconds. Gave Brentwood a 10-7 lead with 8-ish minutes left. They never looked back. Brentwood will now take on 10-5 Cookeville in the final. Hey, here's what's interesting. On that girls' side during the season, Brentwood, Franklin, Ravenwood, some felt like Brentwood maybe was third.
Right.
Out of those 3. But they had that big win against Ravenwood at the end that got them in the playoffs, now playing for a state championship. You never count out Brentwood.
Ever. I was going to ask you that. Did that surprise you a little bit? I think Franklin was the favorite in that game.
It did a little bit, but not totally surprised.
Because
it's
you don't ever
Brentwood.
count them up.
It's Brentwood. If you take a look at the AA boys, Franklin over Ravenwood 12-11 in overtime. We get a score there. Trip Thompson with the game-winning goal, 2.5 minutes into OT. That was the last of his 3 goals. Nolensville gets the 15-9 win over Farragut, which I know you like. Franklin going to that final now, so now it's Nolensville-Franklin for the championship.
What does that mean?
We got a Wilco State title.
We got a Wilco State title. I think we got more, but that one we're guaranteed.
Franklin won that regular season meeting with Nolensville 10-7. So we hadn't talked a lot about Nolensville. Nolensville's really good.
Yeah, we should have.
And they have been good.
That's right. They have been.
So it's not new news. One loss. So we're not in the finals of the Class A. Hillsboro, they've been a good program for a while. 10-5 win over Page.
Yeah, that one worried me a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
And Hillsboro's going to beat Signal Mountain. Thanks for playing, boys.
The final was
Head to the Smokehouse restaurant. Go ahead and reserve your table for some pancakes stacked and whatever.
I think it's 3 titles.
Okay,
we know
so
it's 1.
Well, let's just for fun. Let's just do this. Who you got in Class A boys? Hillsboro.
Sure.
Okay, I do. Who you got in AA boys? Franklin or Nolo?
Franklin.
I'm going Franklin.
I think when you survive one like Franklin survived against Ravenwood, overtime, now I want to say heavily favored, but most thought Franklin would take care of business. They had to go all the way to overtime to do it. I think you survive one of those, you win. So I'm going Franklin.
I agree. You're going Brentwood girls over Cookeville.
Of course.
And you're going Page over the Seymour Eagles. 3 state championships. That's not a bad way to start off the first year of TWSAA sanctioned lacrosse.
No doubt.
It's got to drive people crazy.
Well, I mean, you got to learn to live with it, don't you?
Whether you like it or not.
Boys soccer, district semis. That's where we were at, heading our last week. We had semis. Franklin defeats Brentwood 3-0. Ravenwood in PKs 3-2. Connor Shave with the save for Ravenwood to end it. In that semi, by the way, for Franklin, goals by Brevin Minor, Tristiano Alfano, and Beckham. Yes, it's a great song. Beckham.
Can't get any better than this.
Beckham, Fu Hong Se.
Let's go, Beckham.
That's a great.
Bend it like Beckham.
So Fu Hong Se gets that third goal for Franklin. They take care of Brentwood in the final, 0-0. The official final is 1-0.
Yep.
Because they won in PKs.
Right.
I believe that one was 5-4 in PKs. Franklin High School, Tate, this is just incredible to me.
It's incredible.
They've allowed 4 goals this season.
Sophomore and goalkeeper.
It's this is the year. But think about soccer. You can dominate and then get beat in kind of a fluky one. Franklin plays Columbia Central. They'll take care of business. Ravenwood's at Shelbyville Central. Ravenwood will win.
Yep.
Shelbyville host if they were to beat Ravenwood, which they won't. Franklin would host if it's Franklin, Ravenwood.
Yep.
So one of those teams. I'm looking for a all Wilco final, and then a couple Wilco teams making the state.
Because
tournament.
if they both make it, you talking about, yes, yeah. But then if they both make it to the state tournament, they go opposite brackets, right?
Well, they did the seeding thing now in soccer. Remember?
Oh, they did. That's right. The coaches voted for it.
That's right. They did the seeding, which I don't like.
I don't either.
I think the number one thing ought to be being away from each other, then seeding.
Well, I mean, that'll be what, the 6th time they've played or 5th?
A bunch.
Yeah, a bunch. And they showed the other day. I mean, Franklin's the deal, but
In a one-gamer.
they got away by the hair on their chinny chin chin.
Tennis. AA team tournament. Brentwood girls defeated Hume Fogg 4-3. And a little surprise to me, the boys lost 4-3 to Hume Fogg. So we will not have a boys and girls state champion in AA this year.
Yep.
Fairview.
Let's go.
4-1 in the Class A team tournament. That's the boys. And it brings me to this week's gym. 5 straight region titles.
It's never happened before.
That's pretty cool.
It's great.
You don't think of as Fairview getting that thing done like that, but it's impressive. It's impressive. 5 straight titles. Great job by Fairview on getting there again. You've been here a long time. Can you remember Fairview being a dominant tennis program till lately?
No.
It's good for them, man.
It's great. But they've done it with a lot of the minor sports, right?
They have.
You can just tell. We've talked about it the last 2 years at length. Like you can tell Fairview's changing, and with that, they're getting better at the minor sports. That's awesome.
When you're good at tennis and when you're good at golf, it's changed. Paige winning the golf title. It's changed.
Even though they still like to ride their track, still like to ride.
But you know what I say about that, don't you? It's an international harvester.
That's right. Yeah, it's a little bit different than
It's not like the ones that won't
tractor
crank.
at Santa Fe.
It's not exactly one that won't crank.
Right, exactly.
It's got the little shell with air in it.
Air conditioning, Bluetooth.
little different. Just don't get confused.
Still cool though.
Very cool. Individual tournament.
I know you love this.
At the time of this show, Brentwood has finalists in the boys and girls doubles, Disha and Nisha Javagal. And then we have Drew Miller, Stephen Smith, who won the state title last year, looking to do that again, but they have to get through that region final. And then in singles, a rematch of the district final from Paige, Emma Baker.
Yep.
From Summit, Sophia Caminetti. I think that's pretty cool to see. We're used to Brentwood, we're used to Ravenwood, we're used to a little Franklin. You got Paige and Summit, just like Fairview, but you got Paige and Summit in the finals of singles. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, you love seeing it, right? Everybody's getting better, instead of just Brentwood and Franklin. And I love that. But in the boys soccer, man, we talked about it, but they came up a little bit short. But Independence, man, the Coach Bossman's got the Eagles. They're right there.
They are.
So yeah, and I love seeing it in tennis, golf, all of it. It's the more of them that got a chance to go to state, I love.
District tournament in softball. Man, what a day Paige had last weekend. So just to get you up to speed here. So we had Paige Nolensville in the winners bracket final. Nolensville wins 3-1. Now Paige has to come back and play Brentwood and Marina Mason.
Right.
So you don't really want to face her. They win in 10 innings, talking Paige, 1-0 over Brentwood. Marina for Brentwood had 18 strikeouts.
Yep.
And they lost.
She could have played a couple more games. She'd have gotten to 1,000.
I mean, you're talking about, 30 possible outs in 10 innings? 18 more.
Well, that's why I thought they would win.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can't.
Didn't we talk about that last
Yeah, you did. I was going to give you your props. I didn't think
I had almost forgotten.
Well, they manufactured 1 run. So, I mean, but goes to show how good Paige's defense and pitching is as well.
No doubt.
But yes, you did call this.
Did. Page defeated Nowensville. They had to beat them twice, and they did 7-3 and 7-4. So they played 24 innings in one day. Talking about Page, sophomore pitcher Ashley Johnson was the tournament MVP.
Yep.
I saw a graphic out there with Ashley in it. It's like, congratulations to the district MVP, and she had ice on her arm. I'm like, yeah.
I
bet she did ice that thing up. Region tournament semifinals then happened.
Yep.
Page, 9-7 over Lincoln County. Unfortunately, Nowensville with a 9-1 loss against Coffee. So you've got Page, Coffee County in the finals. Coffee County is one of those communities. That's softball.
Softball.
I think of Old Dixon County, Old Beach.
Yeah.
Little
Softball
more
and girls basketball.
A little more rural.
Yes.
Tend to be a little better in softball. But Nowensville, although they finished the year 3 straight losses, but they finished it to teams that are in the region finals. So we kind of get it. Another great year by Nowensville and Coach Patton. Final thing, Tate.
Newsflash here.
It's just like, I feel like what Brentwood does during the year, they kind of, they just kind of, we're going to let different people, oh, it's time for the region? Okay. Oh, here comes the subsection. Okay. Here comes the section. Okay. Brentwood boys and girls sectional champions. No surprise. They just keep, I saw this on their social media. I thought this was cool. It said, they got like the slogan or something, "We run Brentwood."
Oh, yeah.
The run.
I love it.
It's part of it.
Capital R-U-N.
It's great, man. But I think there's some other messages in there.
Oh, yeah. Bunch of subliminal. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And but it's time. And you're right. They put the A lineup in, and they're ready to go make a run for 2 more state championships. What a program they've got. And then it's kind of like
it's elite.
It's elite.
If you want to talk elite, their track, their cross country, it's just elite.
They got great athletes, but man, they've got 4 or 5 coaches on that staff that are all head coaches.
Right.
I mean,
and that matters.
Heck yeah, it matters because, you only got a couple hours after school to have practice, and everybody, track teams can be big. Everybody's getting coached. Everybody's getting instructed. And it's a really cool program they got going there.
Really is.
On both sides. And I love that, Coach Doty's involved with the boys and the girls.
Yeah, it's great.
Coach Brock's, I love how they run it. It's 2 programs, but it's 1 program.
We run Brentwood.
What is it? Team Brentwood.
Yeah, we run Brentwood. So Tate, next week we'll be talking a little baseball.
Yep.
Hoping we have a state participant in Independence.
I think we will, don't you?
I do. We're going to be talking some softball. Let's hope Paige is still playing softball. Obviously, we'll have some soccer. We'll have some tennis. And it just keeps getting whittled down. If you're still playing right now, you're pretty darn good. And like we always say, the WCS version of Spring Fling is as good as the actual
That's exactly right.
Spring Fling.
Yep. I think we're going to be represented in everything.
I do too.
It's going to be fun.
I do too. Tate, as always, thanks for being here.
Yes, sir. See you next week.
Thank you for joining us for Sports Connection. We'll see you next time.